Hey guys, it's Scott from fxmissions.com. Just a note, I've finished the trilogy of Anthologies from the Forefront, and all 3 books are currently available on Amazon.
Take your leadership to the next level. It's time for the Foundational Missions Leadership Moment with Scott McClelland of FX Missions.
Hi, this is Scott McClelland. Thanks for joining us for the Leadership Moment. Our problem or thing we're considering on this new series is overcoming obstacles on the path to influence. Just a little background here, as I mentioned last time, many people or many individuals, and especially as a percentage, there are many who are called to leadership who never make it to that place of leadership or influence because they cannot successfully navigate the obstacles that are on that path. That's what we're digging into here. We'll be digging into it for several podcasts. I want to encourage you to come back, stick around. If this is meaningful to you, please pass it on. Again, our thanks to the guys over at Engaging Missions for helping us make this podcast stand up, and we hope you're getting something out of it. Let us know if we can do more or something different to be a blessing to you. And don't hesitate to reach out to us at fxmissions.com. There are a number of these stumbling blocks. I have selected several, and I'll try to go through each one that I've picked out here on the week-by-week basis or on a podcast-by-podcast basis if you're finding this at various times. Look around these, and there'll be a whole series, maybe 6, 7, or 8, that we do for you. First, I'd like to talk about injuries that we suffer through the insecurities of our leaders. Injuries that we suffer through the insecurities of our leaders. Now, all of us as humans have moments of insecurity. No surprise there. Some of us have strongholds of insecurity. That may sound a little dramatic. True, though. Much of what we see in insecurity and leadership falls somewhere in between those two extremes. This might be surprising to you, especially if you have a unrealistic or an idealistic perspective of leadership, or maybe your leader seems larger than life. You may think, wow, they don't have any insecurities. Scratch that thought from your mind. Though it can be surprising, it's real. We all have moments or more than moments of insecurity. What happens to us when we think about our leaders as completely secure is it sets us up for false expectations. And false expectations is actually one of the things we're going to be talking about in one section. So we'll get to that a little bit later. But we need to have realistic expectations of our leaders and complete with their insecurities, especially if we're getting close in relationship to leaders. We'll see more and more of their insecurities, and we don't need to be surprised by that. One good rule of thumb, let your awareness of your own weakness be a source of grace for others. Let your awareness of your own weaknesses be a source of grace for others, because insecurities, after all, is personal weakness. And don't expect perfection from yourself or others, including your leaders. Don't expect perfection. Don't expect yourself to be perfect or those others to be perfect. And be gracious in the visible manifestation of those imperfections, your own and others. Another thing, commit to forgiveness. When you see an insecurity of a leader and you're hurt by it, commit yourself in advance to forgiving that leader. Remember Noah and his sons, and let that be a guideline for how we respond in the demonstrated weakness of someone in authority and responsibility. I want to encourage you to take a look, actually, at that story of Noah and his sons, specifically when they got on the land and there was a vineyard planted. You'll get the rest if you don't already know it. We're talking about, and we'll continue talking about, navigating obstacles on the path to influence. I'm Scott McClelland with your Leadership Moment. If you have any questions for me or us, contact us at fxmissions.com. Thanks for joining us. See you next time on the Leadership Moment. Have a good one.
This leadership moment was produced in partnership with Engaging Missions. Have your leadership question answered by contacting Scott at fxmissions.com. Visit FX Missions to learn more about how you can grow your leadership and engage in missions. Visit engagingmissions.com for encouragement, insight, and resources from missionaries, ministry leaders, and church planters.